Friends, welcome to the channel. Another day, another BYD story, and why not? There's a new car they've just revealed and it looks really good. I'm actually shocked. Remember, BYD is really a budget EV brand. Well, they're not really a budget EV brand. They're a budget brand that makes really good quality vehicles. And they've just released images of the new BYD Yuan Pro, which is a full EV. It's not a hybrid. It's not a petrol car. It's not a diesel. It's none of those. It's a full battery equipped SUV. And like I said, I mean, look at it. It looks fantastic. Now the Yuan Plus is coming to Australia. I believe New Zealand as well. It looks as though it's likely to come to the UK and will certainly go to Europe. At which point, I don't know, because let's be honest, us Aussies are going to buy as many of these as BYD can make. So you might have to wait a little while for BYD to ramp up production. Now, Next Port in Australia have confirmed a launch for the Yuan Plus in Australia, which will happen in 2021. That's right, in 2021. The CEO of Next Port has said, going forward, we now have a very clear roadmap of timing because of feedback. Our first passenger product that will be mass launched is badged as the Yuan Plus in China. And it will have a new name in Australia. Now, he has said that there will be upgrades to the suspension for our local market, CCS2 charging, making the most of BYD platforms, but with the Australian market in mind. And of course, it will have the safest battery on the market, BYD's lithium iron phosphate blade battery with its new 800 volt architecture, which also has fast charging, which I believe will be between 250 to 300 kilowatt. Now guys, there's a whole lot of new vehicles coming out from BYD. If you want to see more about those, I'll put links in the description so you can see those new vehicles. I mean, the pricing is amazing. There's a sort of small to medium sized SUV that BYD make, which is currently on sale in China for just over $10,000 US. And the reason is because BYD has just released that their cost per kilowatt hour for their battery cells for the lithium ion blade battery are $96 US. Now $100 US is meant to be the market which EVs are on parity with ICE vehicles, and BYD is saying their cost is below that mark. Now that is obviously the reason why BYD have been able to release these cars for sale at prices which are actually cheaper than ICE vehicles. So it's just happened. Everyone was saying 2023, but somehow BYD's been able to do it quicker than that. It's 2021, and sure, these cars aren't for sale right now, but they are in China. You can actually pre-order them in China right now for delivery within the next few months, and they will go on sale, like I said, in other countries by the end of this year. So it's happening, guys. It's really happening. Now, the Yuan Plus has been listed on China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIT website, stating it has an 800 volt charging system and will be available in two variants. Well, this is in China at least. A 30 kilowatt hour BYD blade battery will offer 301 kilometers of NEDC range, so around about 200 kilometers in the real world. And a longer range variant will have a 45 kilowatt hour battery, which will have 405 kilometers of NEDC range, which is about 280 kilometers in the real world. Now, records on the MIT website, as reported by Chinese media, state that the Yuan Plus will be a 4.5 meter vehicle with a much more resolved styling than BYD's previous models. And, well, it certainly is more resolved. Just have a look at it. Now, obviously, final specifications for the car may differ when they hit international shores. I'm going to guess the pricing might be a little bit more expensive and the specifications a little higher. Now, it looks as though in its Chinese form, the base model will have the same around about 75 kilowatt front motor, and I believe the mid-spec model will be dual motor and have around about maybe 130 kilowatt. But those figures are speculative at this point. I don't know the exact numbers, but I do know the battery pack sizes they're using in China, and it's more than likely they'll stick with that battery pack size here. But whether or not we get that smaller battery pack, I would say, is less likely. It's more likely we'll start with the 45 kilowatt hour battery pack as an international model. Now, those of you who are wondering how this vehicle, the Yuan Plus, compares to the recently released, well, only a week ago, Yuan Pro, well, here are the exact numbers of both vehicles. It appears, guys, as though the Yuan Plus will be a bit more expensive because it's a bit bigger, and you've got to admit, it looks a lot nicer too. So the Yuan Plus is 4,455 millimeters long, so around about 4.5 meters long, 1,875 millimeters wide, and 1,615 millimeters high. It's longer and wider than the Pro, but it's actually not as tall. The Pro is 4,375 millimeters long, so around about 4.4 meters long. It is 1,785 millimeters wide, and it is 1,680 millimeters high. So it's around about 65 millimeters higher, but about 100 millimeters shorter and 100 millimeters narrower than the Plus. Now, joining the Yuan Plus will be a range of other models, including the Han, the Tang, the T3 van, and the BYD EA1, now known as the BYD Dolphin hatchback, which everyone has been talking about because the price is so cheap. Now, the price is rumored to be around about $30,000 for the base model in Australian dollars, which is around about 23,000 US dollars. However, remember, in China, these vehicles are around about just over 10,000 US dollars for the base model. So you can see now that BYD really has been able to reduce the prices of quality vehicles. Guys, if you don't think it's quality, have a look at the EA1's interior on my interior video. I'll put that in the description as well. You can see these cars look good on the inside and outside. You know why they look good? Because the former head designer at Audi is designing them. So this is really great news, not just for BYD, it's great news for the market. This forces all of BYD's competitors to keep on innovating, to keep on reducing prices, and eventually this will be good news for you no matter where you are. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.